And Jordan actually had a question for us too. He says, I just started more of my marketing for my mobile business. How can I help myself with less photos and content? I don't know if that's, are there other ways, or if he's saying less photos, more content? I don't know.
I'm looking at the question myself. I'm not sure if he's saying he doesn't have a lot of photos or content. So how could he help without photos or content? Or maybe if you could clarify, Jordan, we'd love to ask your question. I just want to make sure we're answering the right question.
So, I'm going to take a guess, and just if it's one of those things where you don't have a lot of content, you don't have a lot of photos, but yet you still want he doesn't have as many photos or content. So I think you can kind of reuse. I think if you only have, let's just say 20, 25, if that's something that might be a lot for some people, it might be a teeny little bit. But to me, you have to figure out the spacing and scheduling if you're posting different things. I've mentioned this before, where you could take 3 or 4 photos, put that into a video format, and kind of do a voiceover over it, and then put that in as a reel. And that's going to reach more people than just a static photo on your page. Because
absolutely,
before, where if you're just putting up a post, that's going to people that are following you. If you're going to be putting out a reel or a TikTok, the algorithm automatically is going to be sending this out to, it's almost like 85% non-followers versus 15% of the people that follow you. So you're going to get more bang for your buck, even though you're not spending anything as far as doing a reel, just because it's going to target, the algorithm is going to target people who are finding content similar to this intriguing, or that they liked it or commented on it. And as well as liking and commenting, making sure that if somebody comments on a post, that you're commenting back on it. And that's going to create, the algorithm is going to realize, like, oh, people are talking about this, so I should put this out to more people. It's like the concept we talked about before, probably, I don't know how many episodes ago, the Jordan versus LeBron debate, because as soon as you put that out, people are going to argue and discuss. And the algorithm is going to keep pushing this out to people, because it's going to be like, oh, they're talking about this. This post is generating user engagement, so I should be putting this out. So figuring out ways to use what you have and then kind of spit that out. I'll let you talk if there's something that you can think of that's, if you don't have the content, are there other avenues or means to do that?
I mean, you certainly, I think the first thing comes to mind is, depending, Jordan, which manufacturer's product you're using, you can always hack at most of them. If you're buying their product, they're not going to have a problem with you repurposing the content that they're creating. So that's a way that you could potentially have some pretty professional looking stuff that you could utilize on your page. There's always there's plenty of free photo places. Unsplash is a good one. There's a lot of them. If you just search for free photos, you could find them. So there's a couple options you could use there. The first place I'd probably look, though, is the manufacturer you're using. Ask them if they have a portfolio of pictures and creative that you can maybe tap into.
Yeah, no, I was definitely say Unsplash. We did an episode the other time when you were gone at SEMA, where I kind of went through and showed you all the different Unsplash stuff, for Pixels, Pixabay. So there are a lot of different websites that are out there that kind of give you stock images. As far as
for free. I mean, the ones we're talking about are free. There's always paid options, but we're talking about like ones that you can go and get images for free.
My other thought too on this, if you're not talking about social media, it's doing, like I mentioned before, whether you're doing an email blast and you kind of put 2 or 3 of your best images in, you kind of create some sort of a flyer or a newsletter. And we've talked about this before. It doesn't have to be just specifically about your business. If you kind of give value, kind of show what you do, kind of, if you want to engage the local community. And that was one thing I tried doing. I don't know if this is relevant to anybody else, but finding emails might be a little tricky and hard to do. I went through Menards and kind of found like their flyers, and they had different businesses that were listed on there. So that might be something to think about.